Hello. Welcome to my office. Welcome in. You see, a case came across my desk just this day. I got a report from one of my detectives. One Detective Loris, you see. It was the kind of thing you don't ignore. I got a report. You see, one of the best detectives in the business. When one of the best detectives sends you a report like this, you check it out. June 12th, 1887. Early morning. I'm at the window of the office. New York is frozen solid. The autosave just hit and the lag is getting pretty bad now. I wait a few minutes, the smoke of my cigarette hanging still in the air. I gather a few frames and turn to my desk, still broken, waiting on that hotfix. Just as I sit down, the phone rings. There's been a crime down in Queens, and it needs my attention. Homicide, I asked? Worse, came the voice from the phone. Random polls on YouTube.com. I shuddered, took the last drag of my cigarette, and called a cab. And you see, I've been on that trail, following after Detective Loris, trying to figure out what exactly it is that he was trying to uncover. This is Ady Saffron, and the case of the Vic3 polls. Now, at first this may seem an open and shut case. Very simple. A couple of days ago, several polls went up all over YouTube asking about opinions on Victoria 3. Now, Victoria 3, it's got a bit of a reputation, you see. It's not known for being the most stable. So, when there are reports of something going on down there, you want to check that out quickly. So, what kind of polls are we talking about? Exhibit A, a poll from 4 days ago, now 5. This evidence is from yesterday. Posted by one Lord Lambert. Do you like Victoria 3? 52% say I like it. Now, this sort of thing wouldn't be all that confusing. Except then, another one. Some Ady Saffron, I don't know who this is, posts a similar poll. Just a couple days later. Similar results. Then, day after, another one. From Quarbit. Similar results once again. Now, one poll may be a coincidence, run of bad luck. But 3 in a couple of days, something's fishy, and I had to look into it. So, we start with the polls. We work from there. Who's behind it all? The culprit. Now, that's what we'll have to uncover. I found a comment on one of these first polls, on a Saffron's poll, by another detective, seemingly also on the same trail as me, saying, I feel like I've already seen this post. Strange. Now, this led me to even more of these suspicious activities. Another poll on Jillian's channel. Except this one's more recent. And there's a slight difference. I don't know if you can see it. That last option. I don't know what the hell that is. The culprit's changing patterns. And now that's just the kind of thing that we need to look into before it gets too far. Now, I have some anonymous sources. They may be joining me as today's investigation goes on, but we'll see about that. Let me make sure I have my door open. Okay, my door is open. For any of my anonymous sources, if they want to jump in, they're welcome to. I should have it set up correctly. Oh, there's one now. Hold on. You're not anonymous yet. Also, I don't think I could hear you. Hold on. Okay, I can hear you. Hello. Where? Hold on. I need to make you
What's the matter with you? Where's my anonymity?
The slight technical difficulty. We're working on it. Oh, it's because the Fugi's locked. Okay, here. Here. There.
Thank you.
Your anonymity is preserved.
I feel safe now.
Yes. You see, in a case like this, we don't really know what's going on until it's all too late, so what do you have to say about the polls that we've been seeing popping up all over Victoria 3?
I'm a good boy. I didn't see anything. You didn't see anything,
you say? Now that's interesting. Because, you see, as we look into more of these evidence pieces, we also see stuff like this. What do you have to say about that? A comment on Jillian's poll. Says, I love all women, not just Victoria 3. Now that gets us into the motivations behind this case. Who do we think could be perpetrating such a series of polls? Someone who likes women?
Yeah, a womanizer, you know?
Yeah, something like that. You see, Victoria 3, what's that named after? Queen Victoria. Now she's a very well-known lady. And I think she might be the target of a conspiracy here. What do you think about that?
It's that's a great idea, but I don't feel like it's conclusive, you know?
No, it's just not. We're gonna just have to follow the evidence. Now, I reached out to another anonymous source who said, beware the Spanish flu. Now that sent me all over town. I couldn't figure out what the hell she meant by that. But I don't even think
I know her mouth. I've seen her.
I don't even know if the Spanish flu is in Victoria 3. But either way, it was a piece of evidence I just couldn't ignore. Yes, it's very anonymous. As everyone can see, it's a very anonymous comment. See how good I've censored the identity of this person? You can barely even tell who it is. The source may have been a little confused, says Jillian in the chat. That's a possibility. That is indeed a possibility. Who's to say, really? We don't know who the source is. They're anonymous. They're totally anonymous. We have no idea.
Looks French, I think.
Looks French, I think so. But we'll put this on the board just in case it leads us somewhere. After all, we still don't know who our culprit is. We just have all of these polls. Now, if we go by order, the first poll to pop up, as far as we've seen so far, was Lambert's 4 days ago. Now, this Lambert fellow, he's gonna come up over and over again. So we don't know. Maybe he's the culprit, maybe he's not. But for now,
I think he did it.
I think he did it?
I heard he loves it.
You think he did it?
He loves Victoria 3. He does, yeah.
You think he did it? Okay. That's a hunch. That's a hunch, and that's the kind of thing we in the detective business, we like to follow up on. So we're gonna say for now, preliminarily, we think he might be the culprit behind it all. After all, his poll came first. Could everyone just be copying him? It's impossible to say yet. This is lies and slander. You'll get your day in court if the evidence points that way. Now, after I consulted the anonymous source, of course, we had a couple of other leads to follow up on. So I looked around the city. I canvassed for clues, and I came across another poll. This one by The Generalist Gaming. Similar results, except once again, there's a slight deviation. Look at that last result. I can't read. Now, if this was the doing of Lambert, why would it be that the last option, the one most aligned with what we all know Lambert's opinions on Victoria 3 are, would be different? See? After all, there's no I hate it option. It just doesn't make sense.
They're rigging the polls.
Yes, exactly.
They're rigging the polls.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. So how do we square this with our evidence? I dug for clues, I asked around, and I came across some comments, you see. One from the Lord Lambert himself, on the Generalist poll. You see here, Lambert accuses Generalist Gaming of cooking the poll. And he replies that he's improved it. Now this points not towards a conspiracy necessarily, as a bunch of random actions, all completely unconnected. What do you think about that?
I think too many chefs in the kitchen.
Too many chefs. And you know what happens when there's too many chefs? You overboil the soup. And that's no good. But that's not the only evidence we have. You see, this generalist guy, he's prolific. I found another bit of evidence under his post, completely contradicting the previous evidence. That's it. It has come to Paradox. It has to come Paradox collecting data from the content creators, with generalists saying shh. Now that's pretty decisive, I would say. That's a direct accusation from one of our detectives.
That's right. I think this generalist guy, I think he's gonna start singing like a canary.
I think so.
Put the screws on him.
I think so. He's got a lot to say, this generalist guy. So we'll have to check back on him. Yeah, maybe it's him. Who knows? But that's evidence in one way. Then there's another comment as well from one Tarkasar. We'll just call him Tarkus, because I can't pronounce his name. It's a gibberish name. SMH, this guy copied my poll. SMH my head, I can't believe this blatant plagiarism. Now you see, this pointed me in another direction altogether. I couldn't just ignore it, so I followed another lead. From this over to Tarkus's poll. Now once again, this was earlier, and it doesn't have that alteration that we see later. Bottom option, I hate it. That points back towards Lambert as perhaps the ultimate culprit.
But can you see how positive this poll is? So many people said they love it.
That's the thing, it just doesn't add up. How can people be loving Victoria if the poll was clearly meant to show that it's not a very good game? I had to keep digging with this. I had to keep digging. So from there, I checked the comments. Now here's another pretty extreme allegation from another detective saying he's adding every person who voted no to his hit list. Now, that's a pretty strong accusation to say that this evidence he's collecting is for a hit list. But if we look at the poll again, you'll see there's no option. There is nothing on here to indicate no, so I think this might be a dead end of a theory. There's no, there's only I hate it, and that's not even a very large number of people, only 4%. So if this is a way of making a hit list, it's a very bad way indeed.
Detective, I think this guy is from generalist community. He can't read.
I think so. I think that might be the case. You see, that's a problem. They're letting people into the academy without even being able to read YouTube comments.
Yeah.
It's a desperate situation.
Travesty.
But this Tarkus guy, you see, we've got a bunch of different bits of evidence from the crime scene of his poll. Here's another one. Another detective. They have their proposition of what they think is going on. They say, major patch soon, and they want to know how hard to cover it. Now, you're a bit more of an expert than I on this whole Victoria situation. What do you think about that? Is it a major patch coming soon?
I hear there is, but if this is true, that's a major conspiracy, an industry conspiracy, you know?
That would be all the way to the top. Now, we can't just go around throwing accusations like that. But of course, it's about to be a very good season for DLC. Why would they all be so focused on this one game with not even the most players when there's so many other things that seem to be coming out soon? It just doesn't add up, you see. Sure, it could be a major patch. Could be that. But I just don't buy it. I've got a hunch that this isn't the case. But I've also got...
What is it, detective?
I've got another comment. Now this is quite a theory that someone had. Also on Tarkus's post. You see, this person's asking, why is every Paradox creator asking this? Also noticing the clear events going on here. Now, one of the detectives responding to this says Paradox is prepping for end of service.
Oh.
Now, that just can't be true. After all, Victoria's a new game. Still fresh and neat and all that. Can't be end of service. That would be a murder. That'd be a murder this early on.
They'd be taking a baby behind the shed.
Exactly.
Put it at the doorstep of the church.
And other people, they point this out. They say 3 years, when it looks like EU4, Hoi4, and CK3 are all getting 10, ridiculous. And I have to agree. It can't be end of service already. That's throwing the baby out with the bathwater, you see. Now, even if Lambert has a grudge against Victoria, that just doesn't add up. That just doesn't add up. He wants it fixed. He doesn't want it gone. No, it can't be. Can't be. But then there's these other two options. You see, two other theories. Engagement and the hive mind. Now, engagement, that theory I think holds some water. Because you see, these content creator types, they'll do anything to make a quick buck. They'll do anything to get the internet to look at them for a day, like pretending to be a detective and doing a whole thing that took actually like a couple of hours to set up. But
yeah, they're a terrible bunch.
But that's one option. That's one option. We'll keep that to the side, though. Now, there's this other option here, the hive mind. Now, that would imply that there's some direct conspiracy going on between all the creators here, see? All interacting and all communicating together. But I just don't see it. It's a decentralized mass, you see? It's not like they have any way of communicating all with each other and together in a hive. No, that just can't be. So.
They're lone wolves, yeah.
No, they're all lone wolves. They work on their own. So I just don't see it. But see, then I was looking around and I found this other fellow who caught my attention. He's everywhere. And you see, he keeps commenting on other posts. This guy, Lemon Cake. Somebody else asks, is there a conspiracy to get the public opinion on Vic3 now? Lemon Cake says no. It's not even his post. So what's he doing here?
What's his interest in this?
What's his interest in this? I go and I look into him. He's also got a poll.
Whoa.
Similar results. 2 days ago. Right with the others. Happened at the same time, I would bet. So is he the mastermind? Is he behind it all? After all, he is quite prolific. If you look at his other comments, he's all over the place. One of his comments, somebody says, didn't I see this poll on your channel as well? This is somebody else's comments. No idea what you're on about. Denying everything. That's suspicious. He's not even in this. So is it him? Maybe. Now
I think so. He's gaslighting people.
He could be gaslighting people. It could be a red herring. He could be throwing some misdirection. Could be throwing some misdirection, trying to get people to look in one way when really the crime's over there. Now that's what another person says. Another person says, this is some conspiracy amongst all Paradox YouTubers. Call MatPat and tell him he ain't done yet. Now, this MatPat fellow, I believe he's also a retired detective, so I don't know how he would fit in here. But yes, more importantly, as another one of our anonymous sources points out, pleading the fifth is something you can only do in America. And Lemon Cake is not an American. So it just doesn't add up.
He must have had some bad gabagool to think he's American.
Yeah. So I think this might be just some kind of misdirection. This can't be it. This can't be it. But then, then when I thought it was all done, all these other polls, they kept springing up out of nowhere. You see. This guy Alex. Same 2 days ago. Same poll. Again, same positive feedback. Doodles in chat says, starting to think this guy's Italo-American accent isn't real.
Hey, wait, don't believe this guy. I know that guy. He works on the game. He works on Victoria 3, okay? Get him out of here.
Get out of here. This is a private detective's office. You see, they're trying to influence our investigation from from the inside. We only accept bribes in cash.
Bitcoins?
Bitcoin we will not take. I can't process
okay.
Bitcoin. It's 1887.
Oh, that's right.
But then there's another poll, more recent. Bittersteel. 12k votes, perhaps the biggest of all the polls. Similar results. 8% I hate it. Now Bittersteel, we all know, he doesn't even play Victoria. He plays Hearts of Iron mostly. So what's he doing in here with this bunch? It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. What would he have to do with some kind of Victoria 3 conspiracy? After all, he's not the kind of person they'd go to bribe when he's in a totally different field. But we'll keep it in mind anyway.
Yeah.
The field of battle, yes, exactly. General Bittersteel on the front lines. What does he have to do with any of this?
I salute the troops.
Another person noted that Bittersteel and one Alzabo HD had also posted the same question within a short time of each other. Oh, another one of our anonymous sources has arrived. Hold on, let me put your.
Hey, whoa! This hat isn't big enough for the two of us. Get out of this head,
share.
buddy.
We can share if we need to, pal.
I think you're too loud. I need to lower your volume a little.
So sorry. It's how we are in the East Coast. We
Bit.
like to talk loud, big.
Okay. Here, you can have this hat. And then I'll make another for you. And I have more glasses, don't worry.
That's okay. I don't need them.
Well, you see, anonymous source, what do you think about the case? What do you think about this? We've just had somebody point this out.
Sorry, you go ahead, please.
We've just had somebody point this out. One of our detectives in the field, they've noticed that Bittersteel and Alzabo posted the question within 30 minutes. That's the closest between them. Why, how one person would even be able to get between those polls so quickly is just beyond me. I just can't figure it out.
I don't know either, but I can tell you, I've heard a lot of things on the mean streets of wherever the hell we are right now, and
I'm not really sure
Victoria
either.
3,
it's all abstracted.
She's a hell of a girl.
It's all abstracted to the state level, so it really could be anywhere.
Yeah, you're right. You're very right. I'm not sure how they did the 30 minutes of each other, but word travels fast on the streets.
That tells me it's an inside job. It's one person going around and doing it all. But here's even weirder. Alzabo hasn't posted a video in 6 months. He comes out of hiding just for this? Not likely. Not likely. That points towards it being a conspiracy.
Victoria must be a hell of a woman.
It's
what
1
a broad.
month? Oh, he's posted a video recently. Never mind. That makes more sense, you see. Get him, chat.
No, that's just for alibi.
That's his alibi. He's got a good alibi. Damn.
Part of his witness protection program must be.
Yeah, that's right.
He's got a good alibi. Never mind. It couldn't have been Alzabo. That's another dead end. But then I found another poll. One from Aldra Hill. You see, he's doing it slightly differently than everyone else, you see. Do you like Victoria 3? It's the worst thing I've ever played. And the options are all moved around. This guy's a mess. This is clear. This is the culprit's getting sloppy. You see. First option, I like it. Second option, I love it. Third option, I hate it. Fourth option, it's the worst thing I've ever played. Whereas I dislike it. You see, I don't trust these results at all. This is clearly an attempt to rig the numbers. But here's the thing, I don't think Aldrahill has any involvement in this conspiracy. Because there's an important thing under this poll that I found. You see, someone says every single Paradox YouTuber who I follow has posted this exact same poll in the last 48 hours. They're noticing the pattern as well. But see, here's the thing. Word for word too crazy. It's crazy, you know, it's probably copied from the email. It's enough, though, they got that little bag out of it. Now, this guy's proposing that it's straight from the top, this conspiracy. Why, after all, if it's from Paradox themselves, telling these people that they should do this poll, that would be quite notable. Aldrahill, though, you see, he's got an alibi. He says, bro, would honestly love if this were the case. I genuinely just copied it from someone else, because I was curious. Not my brightest idea at like 10 a.m. at night. Though now I'm scared maybe they got paid and I'm just accidentally helping marketing without being paid. Someone else says, Aldrahill, you're definitely missing out on some sponsor buck from Paradox. He's just
What a sucker.
He's just a patsy. He's got nothing to do with this. He just happened to be in the wrong place in the wrong time. Can't be him.
Got cold feet.
Now, I've reached out to another one of our anonymous sources. No, she just laughed at me. She said, foo, 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 which, as I am told by Google, is a way of indicating laughter, but in Japanese. A sort of ha-ha-ha type thing. But now you see...
Can we look into that? I thought it was food from Nigeria.
Oh, that could be the case. If there's an international connection...
Does the conspiracy cross borders?
No, it does. It clearly does. We've got a Japanese laugh. We've got all of these Europeans. We've got some Americans, too. It goes all over the place.
I think even the Canadians might be involved.
The Canadians are involved. Yes, Quarbit's involved. It's everywhere. All of the world. There's this international conspiracy. How is that going on? How is this happening? But you see, here's the thing. I didn't think that sounded just so right. So, I checked into the rules, and turns out YouTube's got some regulations behind these sorts of sponsorships and paid things. You gotta disclose that. You can't just go willy-nilly pretending like something's content when it's actually being paid for. No. So because of that, we look at all the polls. None of them say they're being paid. And if they don't say it, well, they're all pretty good. I don't think they'd do that. So clearly, they're not getting paid.
Then why are they doing it, detective?
Exactly.
What's going on?
Exactly my thought. So the culprit can't be Victoria itself.
Herself.
Yes, herself. Because you see, then these creators, they'd have to disclose that they were doing this, and they didn't. It just doesn't add up.
It's like the era of ad prohibition, eh?
Yeah. You see, there are very strict federal laws about ads. You can't just be going willy-nilly. You can if you're a priest, though. That's allowed. There's an exemption for priests.
That makes sense. It's a man of the cloth.
Man of the cloth. He can do as many ad reads as he wants.
That's
I've heard on the streets that Victoria 3 love is kind of like a cult in and of itself. And what's a religion but a cult with legitimacy?
That could be. Now you see, at this point in the case, I was pretty confused. I couldn't make heads or tails of this. If it wasn't a conspiracy, why were people doing this? So I circled back. I looked back through the evidence, and I found on one of the polls this comment from a anonymous source. You see, this person says the same thing. He says, "Is this sponsored?" And this anonymous source says, "No, we're shitposting. Lambert made the poll first, and then 2 more people, and now we're all in on the joke." It's a joke, you say. 8 or 9 polls within 48 hours, and it's a joke? I just don't buy it.
Everything's a joke to these
buy it.
sickos.
Yeah.
True.
Could it be a joke, or could it be something more sinister? So I kept looking into it. You see, I reached out to another one of my anonymous sources, you see. I reached out and... Well, what did I find? I was told by one of them who asked not to be named. He said, "A mysterious force compelled me to make the post. Our top scientists are still trying to figure out the cause." Now, this points to a medical or perhaps a scientific explanation. Could it be some natural phenomenon? All of these posts and polls in just a span of half a week. Could that be a scientific or natural phenomenon? Who's to say? What do you think?
This guy got scientists. He's Canadian. I think the Canadians are in on this after all.
Maybe the Canadians are in on this. You know, they've got some good scientists up there. They've got their scientific prowess. You know, they've got that Niagara Falls, which gives them plus 20% production or whatnot. That could be it.
20% electricity output.
Yes, exactly. And you know what you need electricity for? Science. So it could be. Could be. The Canadians could be in on it.
Maybe the Canadians started it.
Yeah, precisely.
Possible.
Now, see, here's the thing, though.
So. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I kept looking into the old evidence, trying to see if there was any more of this Canada stuff. I found this comment. This was on Lambert's post, the first thing, the one that started it all. And see, we have this other curious fellow, one proud Bavarian. He says, "In this house we are lovers, not haters." Lambert says, "I love to hate the game." Bavarian replies, "Can I get a hearted comment from Lambert chat? Let's motivate Lambert by gifting him our hearts." Lambert says, "SMH, I've been compelled." Now you see, this points to something else entirely. Lambert, well, what if he's not the culprit? What if he's the red herring? What if he's been compelled?
Hey, red in this PFP. It makes sense.
What if he's the red herring? Exactly. So, I kept looking into that. I wasn't sure where else to look. So I checked on the forum. Now you see, on the forum, people had their own ideas about what was going on, and, well, I just had to investigate there as well. We have this one comment from Monday, right in the middle of it all, at 2:11 p.m. Somebody says, "Lambert just wants to meme and drive engagement. Why not?" Pretty good evidence against him being at the center of this. But then we have these other comments. Someone saying, "Why are all the content creators asking the same question?" Paradox asked them. Same conclusion that we already had and we already realized. See, that just can't be the case. That just can't be it. What about this one? More people saying, "God forbid content creators have interactions with each other outside of purely professional context." Now, that just wouldn't be it. No. Content creators, you see, they're all about business. They're all ruthless tycoons. They don't care about friendship or any of that. No. They couldn't just be having a bit of fun together. No. They don't talk to each other. So it can't be that.
I've never even heard a Paradox creator talk before.
No. They're all business, you see. To be clear, I don't know why, and sure, it could be PDX, but I also would not really look into it too much, unless a specific reason to pops up. You see, that's deflection. That might be someone been paid off to not look into this further. Could be as simple as someone going, "But your audience hates Vicky." No, they don't. Yes, they do. I've seen comments under some of your videos. Want to bet? I'll make a poll and see what the results are, okay? And you know what? I will do the same. Now, this is just conjecture. But what if somebody had such a conversation with Lambert? Got him to post this poll. Start the whole thing off, and it just got out of control from there. Now, you see, that's a possibility. Another person says, whatever the reason, it's clearly related to next week's DLC. However, I don't think that's the case, and I've got some pretty strong evidence. You see, another person also suspects that Lambert is being influenced by others, saying he's being held at gunpoint to promote Vic3 after the incident. Now, by this incident, I have no idea what's being meant, but it's clearly outside the scope of this case. Also, I've been paid off. Not to discuss it further. But, if you look further on the forums, you can see a comment by Lambert himself, where he says, wait, Vic3 has a DLC coming out? Now, this could just be a deflection, but why would he hide that he knows about the Vic3 DLC? He doesn't even like the game. So I say, I don't think so. I don't think that's the case. I think he legitimately doesn't know. I don't think he realized that there's a DLC coming out on the 17th, I think. But you see, if he doesn't know, who does? So I kept looking on the forums. And what did I find? More comments by Lambert. Someone says he lambasted the game regularly. He said he just described it accurately. Again, more evidence.
This guy's a talker.
This guy's a talker.
I know that.
How could he run a whole...
I think the conspiracy extends even into Ukraine, by the way. You see, he has a Ukrainian flag.
Maybe. Yet another
the
country.
The plot thickens even more.
The plot continues.
That's Braunschweig, as the Germans say, right?
Oh, that could be Braunschweig, yes. That is a place.
That's related to New Brunswick in Canada.
It goes back to Canada all over again.
It always goes back to Canada. Canada celebrates Victoria Day. It always goes back to Canada.
What else is in Canada? Victoria Island.
The city.
And the city.
The island's called Vancouver Island.
Oh, it is? I'm not Canadian. I wouldn't know.
Oh, I'm not Canadian either. Don't worry, guys.
But anyway, then I found even more. You see, here's another post. They say, what's going on? I get the marketing push for Vic3 since the new DLC comes out next week, but even Lambert's in on this? Was PDR conditioned to forgive his leak for him to participate in this new marketing? Probably not. I certainly hope so. It would be very funny. See, that would be funny. But once again, probably not. For the previously described reasons. I just can't see it. Now, I reached out to another anonymous source. And I asked, oh, somebody else wants to come on? Yes, you can come on. Give me your feedback or your anonymous sources. Yes, feel free to come on into the Discord channel I'm in. Oh, and let me get more hats. Yes, hello?
Oh, what's a Discord?
What's a Discord? I mean my office. Come into my office. Once I get the sunglasses figured out.
We need some heads in here.
That was knocking.
Hello, welcome. Welcome.
Hello.
Oh, hold on. I think I have to turn you down as well.
Use your inside voices, boys.
Oh, and
we
Lemon
don't want them
Cake's
hearing
here
us
too.
Outside.
Wait, it's a little freaky thing working?
Yes.
Oh god, I forgot I set that up.
Yes. Hold on, I have to get all these hats out.
Boys.
There's too many hats.
I'm not beating the VTuber allegations now.
No, you're not. And I don't think you ever will again.
These unfound allegations, all of these slanderous statements, I must defend the good name of naturally occurring things.
Yes, no, exactly. Where is my other sunglasses? I had more. Oh, here's the other sunglasses. Yes, what did you all have to say?
Why ask all these questions? There's really nothing here. All you have is circumstantial.
That's just the thing. I do think it is all circumstantial. That's why I gotta search for evidence. I gotta find something that sticks. What else?
Are you sure you're not making all of this up?
No, that could just be it. It could all be a bizarre and elaborate hoax. But why put so much effort into it if that's the case? There's gotta be something behind it.
Surely those are just all naturally occurring posts. I mean, people randomly just desire to know what people think about... What's that? Victoria 3, yes. That is...
Yes, you see, that could be the case. Maybe 1 or 2, maybe even 4 or 5. But all of these in a row, 8 or 9, maybe even 10, I just don't buy it. All at once,
1 in a million.
1 in a million. 1 in a million.
It's a million days. It's been a while. It's been like a million days, 1 in a million times happens 1 in a million times.
I don't like those kind of odds, you see. I like better odds, like 1 in 1, not 1 in a million. That's why I reached out. You see, I reached out to an anonymous source, you see. And he said, I heard on the grapevine that if enough people said I dislike it, not hate it, mind you, if nothing will bring you back, specifically dislike it, then they would consider changing the warfare system to something remotely playable. But you didn't hear that from me.
No, that's just slander.
That's just slander. That's what I think. That couldn't be it.
The Victoria 3 combat system is perfect. Why would anyone change?
And why would anybody think that you could influence a game company through feedback? It's not like they actively search that out quite often on their own forums and stuff. Or do dev diaries with open comments? No, that can't be it. That can't be it.
It's all PR. It's not for feedback.
No,
Paradox
no.
doesn't have any way of getting player data, right? They can only ask other content creators to ask for them. They have no
They just
no
have
possible
to,
way.
of course. But you see,
no
I kept looking into this Lambert character, and I found this. You see, somebody asked, one-upping OPB, based. Well, nah, this post was his suggestion. He def-rigged it. There's no way the majority likes Vic3, def not on this channel. Now, you see, the plot thickens. This post points us in a whole other direction. Maybe Lambert is just the fall guy for this other figure, OPB. Now, I looked into him. I did a little bit of a background search on this other character, and
Who's that fella?
I don't know, but I looked into him, and well, would you look at that? Another poll. Check the date on this one.
Oh my god.
5 days ago. That's before any of the other polls. Similar results, similar format, not altered at all. This looks like it might just be the first one. And we didn't even think about it because everyone was so busy focusing on Lambert that they didn't think to look about anything before his. Even the other people doing the polls didn't seem to notice.
Hey, whoa,
But
detective.
how can we be sure that OPB refers to one proud Bavarian?
Pull up that poll earlier, actually. Maybe if you check the comments on that poll, we'll see someone say, didn't Lambert post it first? Maybe he just rigged the 5 days ago.
Maybe.
Wait, detective, did you vote in this
If you
poll?
can rig a poll, you can rig
I
a
did. I
timestamp.
voted in all of these polls.
You voted in all the polls.
I did.
You can't vote more than once.
Preposterous.
I have to say I've been doing a little bit of voter fraud, but that's just normal. After all, this is a 1980s or not 1980s, 1890s ask detective thing. We're pretty corrupt, I think.
Stuff in ballot boxes.
Wait, you can rig polls? I thought that you can't do that. That's against. We can't just rig a poll. The democracy itself, you can't just rig a poll.
Democracy, democracy, whatever. Who cares? Anyway, after I looked into this poll, I kept looking about this one proud Bavarian guy, and you see, I found some more evidence. What just so happened to have also happened on the very same day as this poll? A dev diary. A dev diary. That's right.
My god.
One Victoria dev diary. Nobody seems to have noticed this because they were so focused on Lambert. But if you look at the date, it all lines up. And now, who was writing this dev diary? One Doodles. Now this
That must be the one that did all this.
this Doodles figure, you
Yeah.
see. Maybe he did it, but I kept looking.
Maybe he's from Bavaria.
And guess
maybe
what I
he's one of
found?
the proud Bavarians.
I found the same fellow, one proud Bavarian, wishing Doodles a happy birthday. But you see, was it his birthday? I kept digging. And that's when it led me to this, the final piece of evidence. One proud Bavarian. He was behind it all. You see, Doodles is just his man on the inside. And once again, he says, wish him a happy birthday. A different day, also not his birthday. It's an inside job by one proud Bavarian. He's hijacked this entire establishment to make it so that his good friend gets a lot more attention on what is also probably not his birthday. What do you guys think about that?
Can we first take a moment and just say happy birthday, Doodles? Happy birthday, Doodles.
Happy birthday, Doodles.
birthday,
Oh, also,
Doodles.
hello,
Happy birthday,
Jillian, also here in chat. Hold on, I need to get more sunglasses. There's a lot of people here. Hello, Jillian. Or, I mean, an anonymous source. Another anonymous source that's not Jillian.
It might be something with the Bavarian connection. After all, Queen Victoria was herself the daughter of Princess of, I think, Saxony? That is pretty close to Bavaria.
Maybe. That could just be it.
It's true.
It's all Germany.
How
But
does this
see,
come back to Canada, though?
but see, that's just the thing. I think it could all be red herrings. I think the real culprit might just be this
What?
Bavarian guy.
I have something to add. Can I send you urgent evidence, Detective Saffron?
You've got more evidence. Yes, I can.
I have got more evidence. You see, I was thinking long and hard about this, about who the culprit is and about the red herring that is Lord Lambert, and I came up with something. The pieces came together. I've sent it to you in our discreet, I handed it to you in your office.
Yes, thank you for sending it to me in my office.
Yes.
Oh, this is some strong evidence, but I don't know if this lines up.
But if it's truly him, he's been
Oh, hold on, let me get it on the
witness
stream.
has come to the trial.
Look at this. Now look at this, you see. This is some pretty extreme evidence. Lambert, if you rearrange the letters, B-L-A-M-E. Let's see, what else?
Lambert.
Well, what else? What else you see? There's 2 more letters. They're not being used. R-T.
That's okay.
We don't know who... Retweet. Blame retweet. So it could be people
It's
just...
RT Gaming.
Could
It's
it
RT
be?
Gaming.
Could it be? Oh, Lambert's
He's
here.
involved in this?
Lambert's here
To be
too.
fair, did RT Gaming post the Victoria 3 poll?
No, he did not. He has no connection to
Exactly,
this at all.
that's exactly what he would do.
Because he had to keep
Make
his
you think
cover
it's
up.
not him.
Lambert's
You're
All I
not
have to
thinking
say
through.
for
You have to
myself
think who hasn't
is
posted
the accusations are all true on both sides. Everyone is correct. Every theory is
Wait, I
correct.
saw your anonymous source.
And Victoria 3 is still a terrible game.
No.
Bye-bye.
What an accusation! Oh, and he's out of here. He just dashed into the office and dashed out. All the accusations.
Please, get him.
Please get that man. Get him quickly. Oh, he's running away. Oh no, he's escaped the building.
Oh.
He already got into Canada. It's over.
He's already
We'll
in
never get him
Canada.
now.
We'll never get him. We don't have an extradition treaty. We'll just have to send some thugs over to grab him because this is the 1890s and the law isn't really a thing yet. But you see, I don't think Lambert. I think he's getting the blame, but I don't think he's the culprit because you see,
Precisely.
what else is in blame? L. That's also in culprit. The rest of the letters are not in culprit, but the one is. So that's 1/5 of the evidence we need.
We just gotta
That's
find
good
the other
evidence.
4/5 now.
Yep, exactly.
There's an R in culprit too.
There is, like in
That's
Lambert,
It's 2/5 of the evidence.
but it's
And
just
if you make a
Wait.
B lowercase and you flip it, it's basically a P.
that could be, that could very well be. But I
Hey,
think,
hypothetically,
yeah,
if someone would say offer you a Chipotle voucher, would that be sufficient to drop this useless and frankly preposterous investigation?
I only
How much
take
bloody
my,
effort being wasted.
I only take my bribes in cash money. I don't want any Chipotle vouchers. I don't even eat Chipotle. I don't even know why YouTube.com would offer me that in my email, like the other day. That was weird. But anyway, I think that's my evidence. I think Lambert, I don't think he did it. I think he's just taking the fall for the real culprit. One proud
blame?
Bavarian.
The blame, you might say, maybe? He's taking the blame.
He's taking the blame. Exactly.
Sorry,
Thank
I
you,
worked really
anonymous
hard
source,
on that.
Jillian.
Yeah, no problem.
Exactly.
Wait, don't say my name.
I
I'm an
mean,
anonymous
sorry.
source.
You're an anonymous source. Nobody knows who you are. You have a hat and glasses. Who's to say?
That's not Jillian, that's Jillin. It's very different.
Look at how anonymous these sources are. Nobody could even tell who any of these people are. But that's the
We
case.
gotta catch that guy. I think we gotta scram. We gotta get out of here.
We gotta
Just call it
get
a
him.
day.
Call
Go
it a
to
day.
bed. Get
Get
tomorrow.
that guy. Exactly. So that's the
I'm gonna see if I
story,
can
is
use
it?
my Canadian connections to get him. I'm gonna leave the room, Detective. Best of luck. I'm
Best
gonna see
of
if
luck.
maybe my people in Canada can catch him and bring him back to justice.
I think
after
we've
what he
figured out the
said.
case, and we'll probably end it for the day then. This has proved to be a very short investigation after all. You see, the person we all thought it was, the culprit, wasn't the culprit after all. He was just the red herring. The real culprit behind it all. It was one proud Bavarian. You see, I bet if we find him and we capture him, I'm sure he'll confess that he was the one that just wanted to drum up some attention for his good friend Doodles. But once again, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Doodles.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Doodles.
birthday, Doodles.
Anyway, I'd like
See,
to...
we gotta grab that guy. We gotta kill him.
We gotta grab
With
that
hammer.
guy and kill him, yeah.
No trial. No
Anyway, thank you guys all, anonymous sources, for joining me today for this lovely stream. This was a wonderful and silly little thing I just put together.
Don't call your work silly, Detective. This was serious
It's
business.
a very serious stream, yes. Well, there's nobody I can raid into, so I'm just gonna end it here. But thank you all for joining me, detectives in chat, for helping me uncover the case of the Victoria 3 polls. And I look forward to seeing you in the future for another game of Victoria 3, which I will probably do soon. Goodbye, everyone.